I'm telling you this because I trust you, and honestly, that scares me because trust never comes easily to me. Not anymore. At least life taught me how dangerous vulnerability becomes when placed inside wrong hands. I learned that slowly through heartbreak, through silence, through people promising forever, then disappearing quietly. So if I'm opening my heart now, please understand how rare this is. I don't usually talk about these things. I hide pain behind jokes, sometimes behind silence, most days behind fake strength. People believe easily because pretending you're okay feels safer than explaining how exhausted your soul really is. But tonight, something inside me feels tired of hiding, tired of carrying everything alone quietly. So I'm telling you this because I trust you enough to see the real version of me finally, not the careful version, not the strong version either, just me. Honest, emotional, human. I think part of me has been lonely for very long, the kind of loneliness people rarely notice because it doesn't always look dramatic outside. Sometimes lonely people still laugh normally, still reply politely, still continue daily life while quietly breaking inside themselves. Instead, that's been me for longer than I'd like admitting. I became good at hiding sadness, honestly, good at saying I'm fine, quickly, good at changing subjects before emotions appear because every time I tried opening up in the past, people either left or misunderstood me. Some called me too sensitive, others listened briefly, then disappeared afterward, and eventually you start believing your feelings are too heavy for people, so you carry them alone instead. But humans aren't meant to carry everything alone, especially grief, especially fear, especially heartbreak. Too, those things become heavier inside silence. And lately, silence has felt unbearable. Again, there are nights I barely sleep because my mind won't stop thinking about mistakes, about endings, about people I lost. Sometimes memories arrive without warning. Suddenly, a song, a smell, a random sentence, and instantly my chest feels heavy. Again, I know everyone says time heals everything, but honestly, some wounds just become quieter. They don't fully disappear. You simply learn how to survive around them. I'm still learning that slowly, painfully, daily. There are parts of myself I haven't fully forgiven yet, choices I wish I could undo, moments I replay inside my head, wondering if different words could have saved certain relationships, certain futures. 2. Regret is strange like that it creates alternate realities inside your mind, versions of life where everything worked out, where nobody left, where love survived somehow. Sometimes I get trapped inside those thoughts, imagining happier endings that never happened, and honestly, it hurts more than I admit, because deep down, I still miss people I pretend I moved on from. I still miss conversations that ended years ago, still miss feeling emotionally safe with someone, still miss being understood without explaining everything. That kind of connection feels rare to me, and maybe that's why I'm telling you all this, because something about you feels safe, somehow safe enough to stop pretending briefly, safe enough to let these thoughts exist aloud. I don't know if you realize how much trust that takes, especially for someone who learned silence first before emotional safety ever arrived. Sometimes I worry I care too deeply, feel things too intensely, remember too much too. I've always been like that, the type of person who becomes attached slowly, then struggles letting go afterward, the type who remembers small details forever, favorite songs, late night confessions, tiny habits. 2. Meanwhile, other people move forward easily somehow. I've never understood how they do that, how hearts detach without looking back constantly. Mine doesn't work like that. When someone becomes important to me, they remain important for very long, even after distance, even after goodbye too. Maybe that's beautiful, or maybe unhealthy. Honestly, I still don't know. I just know loving people deeply has always cost me something. Still, despite everything, I continue loving honestly, because becoming cold after heartbreak terrifies me. I never want pain to turn me into someone emotionally empty. I want to remain soft somehow, even if softness hurts. Sometimes, maybe that's why I'm telling you this tonight, because carrying everything alone started exhausting me. And maybe trust means allowing someone to witness your hidden sadness without shame attached. So here I am, trying awkwardly, honestly, to let someone see the parts I hide, the overthinking, the loneliness, the fear, too, the nights where anxiety feels louder than hope, the moments where I question whether I'm truly lovable or simply temporary. Those thoughts visit more than people realize, honestly, especially after losing people I thought would stay. Abandonment changes you in quiet ways. It teaches your heart to expect distance even during beautiful moments. Sometimes when someone cares about me, part of my brain immediately whispers, they'll leave. Eventually, too. I hate that thought, honestly, deeply, but trauma creates patterns inside people, patterns difficult to break. Still, I'm trying to believe differently again, trying to believe not everyone disappears, not every connection ends painfully either, and maybe trusting you is part of that, part of my healing, part of my hope, because trust isn't only about secrets. Sometimes trust means saying, I'm struggling here. Sometimes trust means admitting you're not as strong as everyone thinks. Sometimes trust means letting someone hold your truth without fear of judgment. That's what I'm trying to do now. I don't need perfect advice. I don't need solutions either. Honestly, I just needed someone real enough to listen without leaving, someone patient enough to understand silence too, and maybe that someone became you somehow. If you've read this far, thank you. Truly, honestly, thank you for holding my vulnerability carefully. Thank you for making me feel safe enough to finally say these things, because trust like this doesn't happen often, especially for people who learned how to hide their hearts from the world. And no matter what happens afterward, I want you to know, being able to tell you all this already meant something important to me, because for the first time in a while, I didn't feel completely alone inside my thoughts. And maybe you don't realize how important that feeling became to me, how rare it feels to speak honestly without filtering every emotion first carefully. Most people only know the edited version, the calm version, the manageable one. They don't see the nights where my mind becomes unbearably loud, the nights where memories return unexpectedly. Again, where old mistakes feel fresh somehow, where loneliness sits beside me quietly until morning finally arrives. I usually keep those parts hidden because vulnerability terrifies me more than silence sometimes. Once people see your pain, they suddenly hold power over your heart. And I've experienced what happens when the wrong people hold fragile parts of you carelessly. They turn your honesty into weakness. Later, they use your fears against you. During arguments, they make you regret opening up completely. That kind of betrayal changes people deeply. It changed me, certainly made me hesitate before trusting anyone again, made me question whether emotional safety even exists. But somehow you made it feel possible again, not through grand gestures or perfect words, just through consistency, through listening carefully, through staying present when conversations became heavy. You never rushed me to heal faster, never mocked my emotions or minimized them. And honestly, that softness meant more than you know, because wounded people notice gentleness immediately. We remember it deeply because life rarely offers it. I think that's why I became attached to you, not only because you're kind, but because being understood felt healing. Somehow, like my heart could finally stop defending itself around someone